Smugmug or Squarespace? Which one is better for photographers? In this video, we are going to look at the pros and cons of both platforms, and hopefully I can try to help you decide which platform would be best for you to build your photography website on. So to begin with, for full disclosure, I should say that I am an affiliate of both Smugmug and Squarespace, and as such, if you click one of the links in the description down below and choose to purchase a package from either of these platforms, I will get a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. And in fact, if you choose to use one of my links, I can give you a 15% discount off Smugmug or a 10% discount off Squarespace. So whichever you choose today, you can get a discount. Also, I would say that both Smugmug and Squarespace offer you a trial period, a no obligation trial period. So you could actually go ahead and set up a trial on both platforms after this video and see which one is best for you then onwards. So let's get started, shall we? In this video, as I say, we're going to look at the pros and cons to both platforms, but this video, as I say, is specifically for photographers looking to build a photography website. And I'll say up front that this video is not going to tell you which platform, Smugmug or Squarespace, is better overall, because that is very much going to depend on your needs as a photographer and the kind of photography website you are looking to build, and also the kind of services you plan to offer. So both platforms, I would say, are fantastic, and neither platform is better than the other, but either platform can be more suitable to one type of photography website or one type of photographer over another. So that's what we're going to look at in this video. We're going to look at the pros and cons, and we're going to look at which platform may be best for certain types of photographers. So to start with, let's look at the Smugmug pros. Now, Smugmug is built purely for photographers. This platform is no good for anyone else looking to build any other kind of website. It is purely a platform for building photography websites. So with that in mind, of course, the whole platform has been designed specifically for the needs of a photographer. Whereas Squarespace has not been built specifically for photographers, it has been built for all types of websites. Now, that being said, of course, it has a great range of useful features and it is great for building a photography website. But it has many other tools and widgets that are used not specifically for photographers. However, they can be useful for photographers too. So one huge advantage that Smugmug has over Squarespace is this: unlimited full resolution photo storage. Now, this is storage of your JPEGs only, bear in mind. So the idea is that when whatever plan you have, even the basic plan will give you this option. You can upload an unlimited number of JPEGs, full resolution, full size JPEGs, to use within your website itself. But at the same time, because you're uploading the full-size image, is acting as cloud storage for these images. And at any time, if you happen to lose any of your photos, you can go into your Smugmug account and simply download that full resolution image to get it back. So that is a really useful feature. Squarespace doesn't give you this option. In fact, I think Squarespace, don't quote me on this, but Squarespace has a 20 megabyte limit on photo uploads. So this is not a feature available in Squarespace. So this is a really useful feature in Smugmug. Now, as I said, it's limited to JPEGs only, but for an extra fee, you can upgrade and take advantage of the raw management feature. And here you can store and manage all your raw files. Now, if we scroll to the bottom here, here's the pricing for that. So basically, on top of your ordinary package. If you want the raw management feature, it's an extra $3 per month for up to 512 gigabytes. 512 to 1 terabytes is $5 per month, and then an additional terabyte is an additional $5 per month. So depending on how much space you need. So if you want to also store and manage your raw files on Smugmug, it has this feature too. So this is a huge advantage that Smugmug has for photographers over Squarespace. But that being said, you can upload a photo up to 20 megabytes, so it's still a good size image. But again, Smugmug gives you unlimited storage, and that means you can upload as many photos as you like at whatever resolution you like, and have as many photos as you want on your website. Whereas Squarespace does have a 2 gigabyte storage limit. And after that, if you want to exceed that 2 gig limit, then you need to purchase more storage space. So in this case, it really isn't that ideal if you also want to use it as cloud backup. So in that case, Smugmug is a much better option. Mind you, you don't necessarily need to use these two platforms as cloud storage. There are alternative options to cloud storage, and I'll put links down in the description to a couple of places that I recommend for cloud storage. So with Smugmug, the fact that you can upload your full resolution images also has another useful feature. You don't need to optimize your photos for web display. Now typically when you're building a website, when you're showing photos on a web page, the photos need to be optimized in size and physical size, of course, but also file size. If you've got very, very large file sizes, then it can take a long time for your pages to load. And this is a bad thing, because first of all, the user is waiting ages for your page to load, and they can most likely get fed up and leave. Plus also, search engines, particularly Google, will downgrade your website if it is slow to load. So all photos, when shown on a web page, need to be optimized for fast downloading speed. And in this case, you don't need to do that with Smugmug. You upload the full-size image, and Smugmug's algorithms and features will do all that for you. You don't have to worry about it at all. So it makes it really, really easy when building your website, that you just simply upload all your photos and work away on your site and not have to worry about that whatsoever. Squarespace does this too, but again, it does have this limit. And although I'm not quite 100% sure about this, but when I did read up on Squarespace about how to prepare your photos, they do suggest uploading 500 kilobyte for faster page loading. So I'm not quite 100% sure if you need to optimize your images on Squarespace or not. I think there is, to some degree, there is some optimization carried out by Squarespace, but still, you know, as I say, it's not ideal for uploading large photos, and in this case it's better to optimize the images yourself. So that's an extra bit of work that you have to do with Squarespace that you don't have to do with Smugmug. Uploading your photos to Smugmug is super easy. You can, within the website itself, you can just simply use the application there, browse to your computer and find it. You can download the Smugmug app to do it, or you can also upload directly from other services such as Dropbox. You can upload from your Lightroom, so you can connect it to Lightroom, Google Photos, Flickr and Amazon Drive. So uploading is super easy. Now, one of the reasons you might want to use the unlimited storage option that Smugmug offers, and the ability to upload unlimited size photos, is if you're a portrait or event or wedding photographer, for example, and you want to make galleries available to your customers to browse through, but not only to browse through, but also then to download full-size images or even purchase prints directly from your website. And this is a really, really useful feature, and it makes it so easy. You can create private galleries, a gallery that is only viewable by your customers. And you can do this by sending them a link and even password protecting that gallery. And then that customer would be able to open and view that gallery, private gallery of course, and then you can make the option to download the whole gallery or download individual images, and you can choose that they either do it for free or they have to pay. Now that of course would depend on the package that you offer. If you offer a full package which gives them all of the photos included in the price, then you can make it that they can easily download all of those photos for free. Saves you a lot of hassle. Or if your package hasn't included free downloads, for example, then you can make it payable. Also, with Smugmug, you can give them the option to purchase prints. And we'll look at that in a minute. Now Squarespace doesn't give you the option to download the full-size images, but it does give you the option to sell. Everything on Squarespace is they have a full e-commerce facilities, and in some respects they actually have better e-commerce facilities than Smugmug, because as I said, Squarespace is not just for photographers, whereas Smugmug, they have good e-commerce facilities but only for purchasing photo prints and photo downloads, nothing else. Whereas Squarespace gives you much more, and in this case gives you the option to not only sell photo prints and downloads, but you can sell services. In this case on Squarespace, somebody could actually book you for a photo shoot and purchase and pay for that photo shoot through Squarespace, where with Smugmug you won't be able to do that. Also, if you run photography workshops, and in this case you can also give the option to book and purchase and pay for the photography workshop directly through your website on Squarespace. And again, as I said, on Smugmug you cannot do that. The only thing you can do on Smugmug is purchase prints and purchase downloads. That is all. So Smugmug is great if you're just doing portraits, weddings, stuff like that, and you want to sell downloads and you want to sell prints. But if you're doing much more than that, you're running workshops, you want people to book sessions with you and all sorts of other things, then Squarespace would be a better option in this respect. So when it comes to selling prints, you can do this both on Smugmug and on Squarespace, but they're with one big difference. On Smugmug, everything can be done automatically. Smugmug has connections to several printing houses in the UK and in the US, and you can choose which one that you want to use. Usually it's selected for you on where you're based. So if you're UK based, they will use one in the UK. If you're USA based, they will use one in the USA. But quite simply, everything then is automated. If you take their Pro account or higher, then you can use their automatic fulfillment services. And what this means is that you can basically set up everything for sale. You don't have to sell everything. You can select what images are for sale and what images are not for sale. And then you can choose which products you want to make available for sale. And what will happen is that there is a base price, and then you set your markup, and then anyone who purchases through your website, Smugmug will process the payment, will process the order, the image will be sent direct to the printers, it will be printed and sent directly to the customer. You won't have to get involved at all. You'll just be informed that you have had a sale, and you will receive your percentage of the sale. So it's really, really easy. You don't have to get involved whatsoever. So you can also do this with Squarespace using Squarespace extensions. Now, these are third-party extensions, and they use things like drop shipping and things like that. So there are several. There's Art of Wear, for example. Down here I think you've got Printify and Printique. So these are some labs that you can do the same sort of thing. but again it's limited. But the advantage to Squarespace over Smugmug is that you don't necessarily have to use one of these options. Now with Smugmug, you can only sell and use their fulfillment options. You can't sell, take the payment, and then fulfill the order yourself using a third-party printing house, or even you doing your own prints. That is one downside to Smugmug. Whereas with Squarespace, you have the option to either use one of their drop shipping options or fulfill the orders yourself. So in this case, you can actually then set up images for sale with a range of print options or even downloads, and then once somebody has purchased and paid for that, you can simply either print it yourself or find a local printer or an online printer and fulfill that order and get it sent directly to the customer yourself. So this is an advantage Squarespace has over Smugmug. Smugmug is limited in that you have to use their fulfillment services and sales only, and it is limited to certain products. So for example, here are one of my photos for sale on Smugmug, and you've got a range of options available: paper prints, wall art, canvas, edge prints, framed, some desk art, and keepsakes. And as well, I could also make this available as a download here, and I could download it directly because I'm logged in. So again, this is an advantage. If I ever lost this photo, I can download the high resolution and get it back. And I could also make these available for download as purchases as well. And you can buy multiple photos too. But again, you can only sell through their fulfillment services, not your own. So this is ideal if you want a very simple portfolio website and the ability to sell your pictures and not have to get involved whatsoever. And Smugmug is fantastic for that, because you basically, once you've got it all set up, set your prices, you don't have to worry about it anymore. All you have to do is then promote your photos and promote your website. But as I said, when it comes to taking more control over your print sales and your download sales and your product sales, Squarespace is a much better option. It allows you to pick and choose where you want to fulfill those orders. Even if you have a home printer and you're, as a photographer, you might want to take control of the printing yourself. You don't want to trust other printing houses to print them, because we never really know how it looks. It gets done by the printing house, sent directly to the customer. We don't see it. We don't see if our image has been printed in the way that we want it to be done. So in many cases, we might want to get that print made either by a local printer or printed at home, and ensure that everything is printed perfectly the way we want it before we send it out to the customer. With Smugmug, you cannot do that, but with Squarespace, you can. Now on Squarespace, it is also possible to sell digital downloads and other digital products. So while on Smugmug you can sell digital downloads of your photos, on Squarespace you can also do that, plus you can sell other things like ebooks, audio files, and various other digital products. They get sent a download link after they purchase, so it's very easy to set up. Now the file size limit for digital products is 300 megabytes, so depending on what you're trying to sell, but it's a fair size, so that is an option with Squarespace. So if you're looking to sell anything through your photography website, be it prints, downloads, services, then you're going to have to take out the e-commerce option on both Smugmug and Squarespace. So again, Smugmug, you're going to need at least the portfolio or the pro option in order to sell prints and digital downloads. Squarespace, you're going to need the commerce or commerce advanced options in order to sell anything. Again, as I said, with Squarespace you can sell much more, whereas with Smugmug you can only sell prints and downloads. So these are the prices. Okay, the difference is £23 per month or £35 per month in Squarespace, and comparably this is in US dollars because Smugmug is American. You got $34 per month for the portfolio or $55 for the pro. So building your website, that's the most important thing. For many of us, we're not expert website builders, and the advantage to something like Smugmug or Squarespace is it's relatively easy to build your website. You don't have to worry about all the technical aspects of it. All that's taken care of for you. You simply have a simple drag and drop website builder and templates to work with. So let's look at the differences between those two. Smugmug has, I would say that Smugmug's website builder is quite basic in comparison to Squarespace. Squarespace's website builder is a little bit more advanced. Each has its limitations. You can't really, it doesn't compare to actually building a custom website or anything like that, but still there are advantages and disadvantages. The Smugmug website is a bit basic, but relatively easy to use. Very easy to use. Now, I've got a whole bunch of videos on Smugmug and how to build your website, so I'll put a link to the playlist down below so you can go check them out if you want to. One thing I would say is that Smugmug doesn't have as many templates. These are all the templates available for Smugmug, whereas Squarespace has a lot more templates. But again, all of these templates are for photographers in Smugmug. Many of these templates are not for photographers. There are some dedicated photography templates, but there are also templates for all sorts of other websites, because people are on here doing all sorts of other things. But still, you don't have to use a dedicated photography website, do you? Dedicated photography template, I should say. You can use a different kind of template and then customize that to the way that you like it. I would say that the page builder is a little bit better in Squarespace than Smugmug, but again, as I say, depends on what you want to do. If you want a simple portfolio website with some text, then Smugmug is ideal because it's very, very easy to put together. Whereas if you want something a little bit more arty, you know, with more features, more options and things like that, then Squarespace is a better option in that respect. Another downside to the Smugmug website builder is you're not allowed to insert extra, there's no extra little add-ons or widgets that you can use in Smugmug, whereas in Squarespace, as you saw earlier, there's all these extra extensions and features that you can use. So Squarespace is also much better for social media integration, marketing and selling. You can sync your products with Facebook and Instagram and all sorts of other little features through some of their apps. Also, with the downside to Smugmug is that a buyer cannot leave a review, whereas with Squarespace, if somebody's purchased something through your website, they can leave reviews on your website or reviews on your product pages, for example. Now this is really good because it helps build trust. How many times have you, when thought about purchasing something, went and looked at the reviews and the feedback and the things that other people who have bought it have said? So this is very, very important and a great feature that Squarespace offers and Smugmug doesn't. Finally, blogging. Smugmug doesn't have a dedicated blogging feature, whereas Squarespace does. So it's very, very easy to have a blog and manage that blog and add new blog articles on Squarespace. But Smugmug doesn't have this feature. However, it doesn't mean you can't do it, because a blog basically is our articles, and all you have to do is create pages. Now it involves a little bit more work on Smugmug, but it can be done. You can see here, for example, I've got photography articles here, and people can click through and read my articles. Now I've had to create these pages manually and create them as pages and add them to the menus and add links and things like that. So it's a little bit more work. Now again, there's a link down in the description to a video showing you how to actually create a blog on Smugmug. Again, it's a bit more work, but it can be done. But it doesn't have a dedicated blogging feature, whereas Squarespace has a dedicated blogging feature, so it is much easier. When it comes to designing the pages, both Smugmug and Squarespace will optimize your page for not only for desktop but for tablet and for mobile view. Now, the one downside to Smugmug, and I hope that will change in the future, is that you don't have the ability to customize the layout on those different devices, whereas with Squarespace you can. With Squarespace you can look at how the page will look on the desktop and the tablet and the smartphone or mobile phone, for example, and in each case you have some customization options that you can do on Squarespace, whereas with Smugmug you don't have that option. However, saying that, the Smugmug pages still look really good on smartphones and tablets, and they are well customized and well optimized for those devices. So, to summarize, let's not focus on the negatives, let's focus on the positives. So for Smugmug, the pros are built purely for photographers. Unlimited photo storage for your JPEGs or also for your RAWs if you upgrade and purchase that feature. No need to optimize your photos sizes at all, just simply upload your full size images and work away. Easy print or download sales and fulfillment. So very easy to set up, use their fulfillment center and away you go. Very, very simple. You don't have to get involved at all. You can set up private galleries for clients to view, download or purchase print. So that is a great feature of Smugmug. The pros for Squarespace. Squarespace has a better page builder and more templates to choose from. As I said, it's not purely for photographers, so you have a whole range of other features too, which can be quite useful. There are more e-commerce options, so you can sell services and other products, not just prints. And as I said, you can choose to fulfill the orders yourself or use drop shipping. Yeah, another pro for Squarespace is that it allows customers to leave reviews, so this helps to build trust and it's very, very useful. And Squarespace has a dedicated blogging feature. So, which platform is best for you as a photographer? So, as I said, both are great and there is not one that is better than the other, but there is one that might be more useful for you depending on the kind of photographer you are, the services you want to offer and the kind of website that you want to build. So Smugmug is good for photographers wanting to create private galleries, client galleries where they can download or purchase prints from the shoot. Or, of course, to sell, if you're a landscape photographer like I am, and you're looking to sell wall art prints of your images. Smugmug is good for that because it's very easy to set up. So it's ideal for portrait photographers, event photographers and wedding photographers as mentioned. And it's also good if you just want a simple portfolio website with no need to prepare and optimize images. So you just want to create a simple website to show off your photos, have a portfolio website, create a whole bunch of easily create galleries, photo galleries for your website. Now that's really, really easy to do with Smugmug. And again, as I said, hop down into the description and go and have a look at some of my Smugmug videos that show you how to do it. It's really, really easy. Now, Squarespace is good for photographers that are offering workshops or tuition. Now that's something on Smugmug. Okay, you can offer it on Smugmug. You can create web pages offering your services and everything, but people would have to either contact you and you would have to arrange bookings and payments in a different way. You can't do that through Smugmug. Whereas in Squarespace, you can have that set up as products. So you can sell services and people can not only view the information about your workshops, they can also book and pay online through your Squarespace website. So that's a definite advantage if you're offering those kinds of services as well. It's great for photographers who want to make or fulfill the prints themselves. So as I said, Smugmug, you can only use their fulfillment services, whereas in Squarespace, if you want to make the print yourself or you want to choose where you have the image printed and fulfilled, you could do that with Squarespace, but you can't with Smugmug. Photographers selling other products too. So You saw there you can also sell other digital downloads, ebooks, all sorts of other things that you can sell through Squarespace. And you can use drop shipping for all sorts of things there. So that's an advantage that Squarespace has. So, and finally, Squarespace is ideal for photographers who want a more versatile website with a nicer layout, more templates, more options, more features, and generally things like that. So if you want a simple portfolio website that's easy to put together, Smugmug is the place. If you want something a bit more versatile, a bit nicer with more options and more features, Squarespace is the platform for that. So I hope you have found this useful, and whichever one you choose, it's going to be ideal for you. As I said, whichever one you choose, you can get a 15% discount if you purchase a plan at Smugmug, or a 10% discount if you purchase a plan at Squarespace using my affiliate links down below. With Squarespace, use the code Ian10 to get your discount. With Smugmug, all you need to do is click my link and the discount there is automatically applied. And all you need to do is sign up for the 14-day trial. Both Smugmug and Squarespace offer a free 14-day trial, no obligation whatsoever. With Smugmug, sign up for the trial using my link. The discount is already applied, and if you do go ahead and purchase, you'll get that discount automatically applied. There's no code needed. With Squarespace, sign up for the 14-day trial, and if you decide to purchase a plan, then use my code Ian10 to get your 10% discount. Okay, so thanks for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel if you're new to the channel, and check out some of my other videos. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.